Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Rising Gems podcast. My name is Miroslava, and I am here with.
And I am Erica.
We are so excited to be back with you with another episode. In this one, we are actually talking about or giving you our perspective of the UAP Congressional Hearing that took place. I'm so excited about this, Erica, because, it's like we've been waiting for extraterrestrial disclosure for a very long time. And I believe that it doesn't matter in which way it comes out, in which way information is given to us. I believe that a win is a win. And so I think that there's something good that's coming out of this, but then there's also a lot of fishy things.
Oh, I am ready. Let's do this.
This congressional hearing was a gathering of Senate and like House representatives, just the government gathering to conduct an investigation about UFOs or UAPs and the involvement that the government has with those, extraterrestrial spaceships and all those extraterrestrial things. And so the people that were gathering there, which are, some of the witnesses, we actually had three. And one of the witnesses was a whistleblower, and his name is.
My name is David Charles Grusch. I was an intelligence officer for 14 years, both in the U.S. Air Force, both active duty Air National Guard and Reserve, at the rank of major, and most recently from 2021 to 2023, at the National Geospatial-Intelligence Agency, NGA, at the GS-15 civilian level, which is the military equivalent of a full bird colonel. I became a whistleblower through a PPD 19 urgent concern filing in May 2022 with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. Following concerning reports from multiple esteemed and credentialed current and former military and intelligence community individuals that the US government is operating with secrecy above congressional oversight with regards to UAP.
So he has a lot of experience and he's been involved in a lot of different secret projects, and he has access to a lot of information and access to a lot of people within those programs. So I actually kind of do believe everything that he said. So he or this person is, I think, the one that had most information to share. But anyways, the other man that was there, his name is Ryan Graves.
With a decade of service in the U.S. Navy, including 2 deployments in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Inherent Resolve. I have experienced advanced UAP firsthand, and I'm here to voice the concerns of more than 30 commercial aircrew and military veterans who have confided their similar encounters with me. Today, I would like to highlight 3 critical issues that demand our action. As we convene here, UAP are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. The stigma attached to UAP is real and powerful and challenges national security. It silences commercial pilots who fear professional repercussions, discourages witnesses, and is only compounded by recent government claims questioning the credibility of eyewitness testimony. Parts of our government are aware of more about UAP than they let on, but excessive classification practices keep crucial information hidden. Since 2021, all UAP videos are classified as secret or above. This level of secrecy not only impedes our understanding, but fuels speculation and mistrust.
The third man that we have is David Fravor.
As you know, my name is David Fravor. I'm a retired commander in the United States Navy. In 2004, I was a commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 41, the world-famous Black Aces. We were attached to Carrier Wing 11, stationed on board the USS Nimitz, and had begun a 2-month workup cycle off the coast of California. Looked down a small, saw a white Tic Tac object with a longitudinal axis pointing north-south and moving very abruptly over the water.
One of the people in Congress asked David the following question, which is the US government in possession of UAPs? And David's, or Mr. Grush's reply was absolutely. Based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years. So this man hasn't only seen a few things, but he has actually had communication with 40 people that worked in those programs and have seen things within the government, and he has a recollection of all of those experiences, and that's why he's coming out and he's sharing whatever he knows. um, Another question that was asked during this congressional hearing is, do UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security? And this was asked to Mr. Fravor. He is one of the pilots. And his reply was yes. So, according to him, extraterrestrial craft does pose national or a threat to our national security. He went on to say, though, the technology that we faced was far superior than anything we had. You're talking about something that could go into space, drop down in a matter of minutes or in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants to do, and leave. And there's nothing we can do about it. And another thing that Mr. David Grusch said is that the US government has top secret programs in which they are reverse engineering craft that they find, so extraterrestrial craft. And this is something that a lot of people, a lot of whistleblowers have shared with us. We know that there are underground bases in which they take the extraterrestrial craft, they take whatever they find inside those crafts or spaceships, and they reverse engineer it to use it for their own gain. And that's why I believe that a lot of the extraterrestrial or these spaceships that we see, the UAPs, are not necessarily extraterrestrial, but part of the government. David Grusch went on to say that he was informed of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program during the course of his work in classified programs. He shared he was denied access to those programs when he requested information, and went on to accuse the military of misappropriating funds to keep these operations hidden from congressional oversight. So yeah, a lot of the money that the government has that we don't know where it's going to, well, now we know that a lot of it is to fund these top secret programs of reverse engineering spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin. He also said that non-human biologics were recovered from craft. He didn't say specifically extraterrestrial bodies, but this alludes to them finding extraterrestrial biologics, which are more than likely a body or body parts, perhaps. Another question that was asked, and this is to also David Grusch, and the question is, do you have any personal knowledge of people who've been harmed or injured in efforts to cover up or conceal this extraterrestrial technology? And his reply was, yes, personally. They asked a following question. Anyone been unalived, which is, the other word, that you know of or have heard of? And his reply was, I have to be careful answering that question, which is very creepy, but we get the point. We know what he's trying to say.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
Mhm.
when they answer like that, they're very, like, we're talking about
Yeah.
intelligent people right now. Like, these these people that are being interviewed,
Mhm.
they are very intelligent. So they know how to communicate. They know what to say, what not to say, how to say it.
Another question that was asked, and this is also to David, is, has any of the activity been aggressive or hostile? And I believe this is referring to the activity of the extraterrestrial craft. And his reply was, I know of multiple colleagues of mine who got physically injured. What myself and my wife witnessed was very disturbing. And then they asked the following question: by UAPs or by people within the federal government? And his reply was both. the government does not want any of this information to be out. And when they don't want any of this to come out, they do silence you. They either go for your family, they go for you, they unalive you, they do whatever they can to keep this information top secret. We didn't address this in the podcast, but I did want to make a note just to extend some sort of a different perspective. When he answered that question, he also said pretty much that the hostile activity was also coming from extraterrestrials. And I am a lover of extraterrestrials. I am a starseed. I love all of that, but I do have to agree or accept that not all extraterrestrials are benevolent beings. Not all extraterrestrials have a positive agenda. A lot of extraterrestrials, like some of the reptilians and draconians, they do have a negative agenda that is more so about experimenting with people, with humans, and they do cause a lot of harm. So just keep that in mind. He did mention that there was a misinformation campaign regarding extraterrestrials. And if you tune into the news, a lot of the information that you hear is all information that is fed to them by the government. There's one more question that I thought was very interesting. Who has access to all the information that not even Congress has seen? Are they government officials? And David's reply was both in and out of government. So pretty much they're asking, who is the one in charge of all of these extraterrestrial programs, these top secret programs? And he's saying that, yeah, people within the government, but there is a higher power that is not what we know of as the government. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Let's get into this. I highly, highly recommend to anyone that is interested in this topic to find the book Custodian by Dolores Cannon, because there is so much in that book that will really wake you up. And so much of what you said and why he couldn't say it and stuff like that, it made so much sense, because there are so many bases. Area 51 is probably the most famous as far as there was this big thing that went around with Area 51 like a few years ago, I think it was before the pandemic.
Yeah, I think it was mostly like Gen Z wanting to storm Area 51. So they were like really wanting to go there and get it. Yeah, it was like viral.
Yeah, but there are so many other ones. The US government has definitely been experimenting with ETs within these bases, and they are heavily protected.
One thing that I forgot to share with Erica as we were recording the podcast, and she was saying this, is that I have heard about in this underground bases, they are very heavily protected by armed guards, by, people in the top secret military. But then there's also a lot of protection in the astral realm. So I don't remember exactly where it is that I heard this. I think it was in a podcast, but someone was talking about how this astral projection expert, someone that travels and sees what is taking place in different parts of the world and also in different parts of our solar system and in the universe. I think this is actually called remote viewing. That's the word I was looking for. So this expert was doing remote viewing, and he was doing this for, I think, top secret programs and governments. I think it was way beyond NASA. And he actually went into a top secret base. I don't remember if it was here on Earth or if it was in a different planet like Mars or perhaps even Saturn. I don't remember. But what he did say is that someone in the astral realm noticed him, and they started to kind of chase him down. So it was like he wasn't allowed to be there physically, and in the astral realm, they also protect that with everything they have. So yeah, it's heavily, heavily protected.
Like, they are so protected. And something that I learned is the people that work at these bases cannot tell anyone. They literally cannot tell anyone where they work. They can't tell anyone what they're doing. I mean, not even a family, not even a wife, a husband, their children, their mother, their father. They can't tell anyone what they're doing, where they're working. Like, they can't say anything, their locations, nothing. Because they're so heavily protected. And for years, we've been experimenting on ETs, just like ETs do with us. I feel like the biggest threat that the people in the government see when you were talking about, and this is giving me goosebumps because when you were talking about this, I knew exactly why they're afraid. For years, the reason why we get, okay, this is going into Aquarius because we do have the full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius rules technology.
Yeah.
We have been having access and communicating with ETs for a long time. They have been giving us information on how to build our most powerful weapons, our most high technology. However, through the years, they have been deceiving the ETs, even though the ETs knew it, because we have to understand they are such an intelligent being. They know telepathy. They can read you. They know what's up. They're in the higher, and when you were talking about like the UFOs, they literally go through the black holes, like a lot of UFOs, because once you get into a black hole, it's you're sucked in. So, they go through different universes through the black holes, but yeah, they have so much information and we have not been treating them the best. So I feel like that's why they're coming out with this information, is because it's time for us as humans to step up, because we have been lying, we have been cheating, we have been deceiving, we have been taking information from them and using it. You have ETs that want to help us and you have ETs that don't, but they don't see like the good and bad. They don't see it like that. They're very neutral is the best way that I can explain. And a lot of us already know, and we're already getting contacted and communication from our star family that is working with us, because we have to understand there are so many star seeds on this earth right now that are actively, through their psychic abilities, already actively connecting with their star family and bringing information and channeling to this planet already. We're on the verge of coexisting where we can, intergalactic, beings can come here and we can chill, we can coexist with all the animals and everything and all the humans and the ETs and everything.
And I actually do feel that timeline getting closer and closer. I did start channeling the hybrid children a few weeks ago. My daughter, her name is Havana, she came in and she started sharing about the new hybrid agenda, which is all about integration of young adult hybrids, which are like teenagers, and how they are already walking among us. And a lot of these children or young adults, teenagers, are living off grid because humanity is not ready to fully engage with them, but they are already kind of experiencing the earth plane rather than just being in spaceships learning about the earth. They're actually hands-on and they're already here. So I definitely do see a timeline in which we are coexisting with those beings within this earth, I guess. But anyways, what I wanted to say about the underground base is, for anyone that is interested in those things, Google or research the Dulce base. I believe that is DULCE. And this is a base in New Mexico. And it's they're gonna say that it is a conspiracy, that is not real, but there's a lot of information out there of whistleblowers that work in in that specific underground base, and they talk, or this person talks a lot about crazy things that took place, experiments and extraterrestrials, reptilians, and like gray beings existing down there in those bases or in that base, and they are actually the ones working with humans, experimenting on people and cloning people and doing all of these crazy things. So another reason, Erica, I feel that they're not really allowing us to know everything is because of the crimes against humanity, all of the crazy shit that they are doing to people down there in those bases. And I think that if the public actually knew this from government officials, if we knew the entire truth, people would go crazy. There would no longer be a government because we would not trust those people in power. So there would be a revolution.
One of the main messages is pay closer attention on the bigger picture, because not everything can be seen from a smaller point of view or seeing things in a narrow way, because pretty much this time, stay open, see the bigger picture within the situation, use your intuition on what you feel aligns with you. I feel like right now, a lot of stuff is going to come out. This is not going to be the only one. The only reason why I feel that this is coming up to the forefront is because more and more people are awakening. A lot more people are starting to get information that are starting to channel, and more through technology and social media. Like, there's always positives and negatives to everything. So social media can have its benefits. Technology has its great benefits. And it's like just utilizing it in a way that's productive. I feel that if you truly want the truth, if you are someone that is a truth seeker, it really comes down to being open, listening clearly, and using your eyes. But I'm talking like third eye. But there are people that are going to try to keep the energy low, because that's the only way to survive. And with all of us awakening and all of us sharing information and sharing knowledge and sharing our gifts and sharing what's coming up, it's getting a lot harder to maintain these secrets. So a lot is going to be coming out. So this is just the beginning.
Yes. And a lot of the information that I feel that is going to be coming out is an agenda. And it is information that the government, again, that the government is giving you because that's what they want us to know. So I think here the key is for us to really learn to use discernment and to be clear as to what we feel is the truth rather than what we are shown to be the truth. Why now? Why is this happening right now? And you said, like, there's this very powerful Aquarian energy. You also mentioned that, extraterrestrials, they've been here for hundreds and years from the very beginning of the Earth. And they have given us a lot of technology. They have worked with us. They have worked with the government. You can go do your own research, and there are presidents that have had communication in person with extraterrestrial beings. And what I personally believe, and I have heard this from other people, is that extraterrestrial groups gave an ultimatum to the government. And I think I heard something happening in Russia where I think, because I think Putin is more open about extraterrestrials, but I think something happened and the extraterrestrials were like, you know what, you either say the truth or we're going to step in and we are going to say the truth. And that's when I believe the government was like, well, we're going to give them what we want them to know. And so I think there's definitely something taking place, something happening. It all sounds like a huge conspiracy, but definitely take it if it resonates. And it's only my perspective. And also another thing that I wanted to mention, Erica, I don't know if you've heard about the suspicious things and the illicit activities of Hunter Biden, the son of the president. Have you heard anything about
I haven't. I haven't watched or heard anything in a really long time.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, like very suspicious activity with him. I don't know much about what he's into, but I did hear or I did see someone saying something that I thought was very intriguing and very kind of makes sense, which is that yesterday, along with the congressional hearing that we had of the UAPs or the UFOs, we also had a lot of information coming out about the son of the president, of Hunter Biden. And so, what if this was only a distraction for us to not really see the truth of what is going on with this other individual? And again, I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to expand on this, but that's something that, to keep in mind. Now that you're talking about fear, I also wanted to bring out something that I've been seeing everywhere, and it's a fake alien invasion, and that we are being prepared with this information that is being given to us for a fake alien invasion that will then result in the creation of a new world order. And I think this perspective is very much fear-based. And I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, that is not true, because it very well could. But like Erica was saying, I do believe that as long as we stay in the heart, stay grounded in our truth, and stay also connected to our star family in the sky, we definitely will have all the answers that we need. We will be supported. And I do believe that plan on doing something that will harm humanity, I do feel that there will be an intervention. So I don't think that there's anything that we have to truly worry about, because at the end of the day, whatever must happen will happen regardless of what we do. I think that many of us are awake now. We're very conscious. We have our own guides that are extraterrestrials, and we'll know if something fishy is happening. And you, my friend, hearing or listening to us, you are one of us, and we are here to anchor truth and to bring information to you, to bring perspectives to everyone. And so, could it happen? Absolutely. But are we going to let it happen? Hell no. We hope you enjoyed our perspectives on this episode. If you have questions about this episode specifically, let us know. We'll see you or talk to you on the next episode. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.